Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is for Razak at CM Trading. Today's October 28, 2019, and today is Monday morning. So looking at the major economic events of the day, just one event coming out throughout the day. It's a Brexit vote out of United Kingdom. Not a full Brexit vote, but a parliamentary vote as to whether or not they'll hold elections again. Now, this is really something that has been ongoing and really not seeing an end to the tunnel here. And I think that we're going to continue seeing some volatility in the British pound. Now, speaking of the British pound, we saw it retrace together with the euro, and now bouncing off support. We'll take a look at that. And looking at the Dow Jones, we rallied to close to 27,000-ish level. We're very close to that this morning, really fueled by the major stocks in the United States, including Intel, and including Tesla. We spoke about that last week. And looking at the commodities, gold steady, but the question is whether or not it can sustain these gains with the Dow Jones hitting 27,000, while oil continues to rally to resistance in that Fibonacci retracement. We spoke about that. Now looking at the stocks, JP Morgan does it again, new all-time highs at 126, while Tesla surges after earnings once again. Okay, another 25 points, unbelievable. $75 gain per share over 2 days, unbelievable. We'll take a look at that. And lastly, looking at Bitcoin, surprises everyone with a massive rally to gain back some of its losses over the past couple of weeks and then some. But let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're starting out with the Euro USD at a 4-hour chart. As you can see, in last week we had this retracement and we said it was sustaining this trend line and honoring it, finally breaking it. However, bouncing off the lower support line at this 1079-ish level, and we're right now trading just 10 pips above it. So I don't think, like I said last week in the morning review, I don't think we're going to be changing our perspective here. I think we're going to continue trading within the range. First thing on the bottom side at 1079-ish level, and on the top side 1166, unless this does break later today. Okay, with that said, it could be that the GBP will somehow have negative news with what's going on with this Brexit vote and retrace even further, carrying the euro further down. However, looking at the GBP, it's sustaining itself, hasn't broken that support level where the euro has really retraced a little bit further than the GBP has. So with that said, I do expect some volatility today. But with that said, there's a lot of, questions as to which way this is going to go. So, a little bit of a hesitation here in whichever direction we're going to be going. I'd rather wait for it to, either retrace or wait for some sort of breakout in terms of jumping into it. Now, looking at the commodities, we're going to jump to gold here. We had this nice little perk rally last week to 15.15, and you could see we're pretty much topping out there. Okay, right about this area, that's our resistance level, and we retraced right afterwards. Now, we're trading at 1507, and we're still between these two ranges, 1480 on the bottom side and 1507 on the top side. Now, I wouldn't celebrate this to, start buying it aggressively at these levels. I think we're going to be retracing here because the Dow Jones is going higher. And when we look at oil, we saw that it's actually getting closer to that resistance level. Okay, it didn't break further down and, continue that little rally. Now, the big thing is, if this continues to rally and break above this 57, then we could surely go back to $60 a barrel. Okay, so keep that in mind. If that actually happens later today, you want to keep this on your radar. Now, looking at the Dow Jones, we're trading right now at 26,943, and pretty much the same level we were just a week ago. Okay, we were trading right there last week, and we're right back at those levels right now. Now, all said and done, okay, this is really being propelled by the markets. Okay, Intel came out with better than expected earnings. Intel is one of the biggest chip makers, semiconductor companies in the United States, and that's really a positive sign. Okay, those are hardware kind of computer chips, which means that people are buying more. Okay, not just services, but actual physical products, which is a big deal. Now, when we look at the major banks, we look at JP Morgan, again, it hit 126. We're looking at a weekly chart right there, but let's look at a 4-hour chart. You could see this is massive selling. I mean, we saw this go from 118 to 120 to 121, kill that gap up, and then gap and go to 126. Unbelievable trade for just a week. And we've been mentioning this several times. Okay, your trend is your friend, and you want to continue trading it. Now, looking at Bitcoin, a massive rally here at 93.73. As you can see, Unbelievable. Okay, really some tremendous volatility here. A lot to do with some of the news coming out, but if you look at the parameters, if you look at the Fibonacci retracement, you could really see it respect each other with its breaking, with its support levels, with its resistance levels, and we're right now at 9,300. Now we do have a resistance at 10,000. We saw it retrace below that. The question is as to whether or not this is a double top, and we're going to retrace down to 9,000 in order to bounce it up. Okay, something to consider as we enter there. Now lastly, let's look at Tesla, as that has really been unbelievable. Okay, now you can't see it on this graph because this is a weekly graph, but if you look at a 4-hour graph, look at that gap and go even further. Okay, in just a couple of days we went from 255 to 327, over a $75 move on the upside, and you could even chase this a little bit. I mean, it doesn't even let you grab it. I mean, look at that on a daily chart, just to give you a perspective. We're in all-time highs for the year. On a weekly chart, we still have some way to go, because this could really break future barriers. Okay, if Tesla gets adopted as a regular car, okay, right now it's a high-end car, right now it's an exclusive kind of car, but if it gets adopted as a regular car, we could see this thing go to $1,000, not even a question. Okay, it might not happen today or tomorrow, but within the next 5 years, you could surely expect this to go all the way up there with, if it's going to really be adopted into the major market. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish everybody a great trading day. Thank you.